Now that we have our courses created, let's take a look at course settings. If you used your school's course template to create your course settings should be good to go, with the exception of some personalization settings. If you created your course using the NTN Elementary template, or if you're interested in learning more about course settings and what they can do for you and your students, we will go ahead and get started with exploring the different types of course settings. To adjust your course settings, enter your course through the course editor. If you're using a master and derivative set, be sure to go in through the master. All settings made in the master will trickle down to the derivatives. When in the course editor, click the Tools icon in the top toolbar. From the drop-down, select Course Settings. The first thing you will notice is that you can change your course title if needed. You also have the choice to change the school year and the start and end date. You'll want to make sure you have Use Agendas in this course selected to make sure you have access to the Agenda tool. We'll explore how to use the Agenda tool later. You can also add a course thumbnail, change your course color, and add a hero image. When changing the course color, you can literally choose any color under the sun. You can use the built-in color picker, or if you have a hex code, you can use that to get the exact color you are looking for. When uploading a thumbnail, it's best to have an image that is 500 by 500 pixels. When uploading a hero image, the suggested size is 2400 by 750 pixels. Take a moment now to play with your course color, thumbnail, and hero image. Don't forget, if you're using a set of master and derivatives, your team teachers can adjust their own course color, thumbnail, and hero image. Now that our master course has some personalization, let's take a look. Click Save in the upper right-hand corner. Now we can see our master course has a new thumbnail. Once we have added a course card and color to our master, teachers within each derivative can update their course card and color by entering their course through the editor tool and going into their own course settings. To check out how a course looks from the student perspective, you can enter it by clicking on it. Let's take a peek at our team teachers courses as well. Let's get back to the rest of our course settings. From the main menu, select the course editor. Make sure if you are in a derivative course that you select the editor tool in your master course. In the top toolbar, select Tools and then Course Settings. When you scroll past the course personalization settings, you'll see Gradebook Options. This settings panel allows teachers to set the minimum score required to pass the course, select or customize a grading scale, and decide how the final grade will be displayed to students. As an elementary teacher, some of these items may not apply to us because our students may not be getting an overall course score. If that is the case for you, at least be sure to select an appropriate grading scale. The Multi-Outcome Scoring panel allows teachers to enable the Multi-Outcome Scoring Gradebook. If you do not see a set of learning outcomes like I see here, your course might look like this. If this is the case, you'll want to select Enable Multi-Outcome Scoring. Enabling the Multi-Outcome Scoring Gradebook allows you to assess students in relation to the new tech learning outcomes, which we should definitely be doing when using the PBL instructional model. It will also allow you to assess students across many different content areas like math, reading, science, social studies, and more. If you already have the MOS Gradebook enabled, you can skip this part. If you do not, go ahead and click Enable MOS. Select Agency, Collaboration, Oral Communication, Written Communication, and then click Done. Because we are elementary school teachers, we need more than one knowledge and thinking category. We actually need a category for each content area we teach. Let's go through the steps to adding more learning outcomes so we can have enough knowledge and thinking categories. Click Add Scoring Outcomes and select New Outcome. Give your outcome a name. When finished, select Done. Do this until you have an outcome for each subject area you teach in a day. When you are finished, your course should look something like this. It is important to note, at the elementary level, most likely the weights of the learning outcomes won't matter. That is because the MOS Gradebook does not apply the weights of each outcome until it calculates the final course score. Because students do not receive an overall score for, say, second grade or third grade, the weights will never be put into effect in a meaningful way. It's best to just leave the weights equal. Up next, we have grading periods. Grading periods are set up by your ECHO administrator. At the top of the screen, we selected the current school year, which is what allows us to see the grading periods here. Grading periods allow us to keep grades and assignments separate from grading period to grading period. Our job right now is to make sure the grading periods are in the correct order. If they aren't, you can reorder them using the arrows in the lower right-hand corner of this panel. After grading periods, we have advanced options. Because we are teaching elementary, we're going to leave all of these options unchecked. Next up is the grade scale panel, which allows the course teacher to select which grade scale is used in the course. The two scales we see most often at the elementary level are a 100-point scale or a 1 through 4 scale. In this course, we decided to use a 1 through 4 scale with emojis instead of letter grades. You can also create a custom grade scale within this panel. The Student Tasks Setting panel enables an advanced feature that allows students to create their own tasks. This is a higher level setting. I'm going to leave it disabled for now. Next up is course links. Here you might add links to any website you want students to have quick access to at any time. The Badges Setting panel is where teachers can create badges they would like to award students for any type of accomplishment. And there you have it, all the course settings we are going to cover today. Take a moment now to finish up adjusting your settings. When you are finished, be sure to click Save in the upper right-hand corner. For more detailed information on course settings, visit the linked article.